we go. What is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody's well, man. NFL Draft is now in the books for 2024, and now we got to understand what we got to do with these players for fantasy football, including Dynasty rookie rankings for wide receivers in this episode because, I mean, the landing spots definitely dictated terms. This is one of the better, wide receiver classes that we have seen in a very long time. And I mean, it even rivals some of the best that we've seen in the past for like at least 3 to 4 years. There is some stellar talent that is going to be absolutely flying off the boards, especially with all y'all Dynasty rookie drafts coming. Let's talk our top 15 wide receivers. First on the board, Marvin Harrison Jr. And we know, okay, yes, he goes to those Arizona Cardinals. Yes, it is with Kyler Murray. Will Kyler be the, starter for these Cardinals for many years to come? We will see. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of the elite talents in this draft. We know this. A lot of people trying to lift up a Malik Neighbors above a Marvin Harrison. I'm saying no, okay? It is Marvin Harrison. Through and through, elite superstar potential talent is going to be off the chain. He is legitimately in non-superflex leagues, the 101 pick in drafts. In superflex, I understand going Caleb, Daniels, and then Marvin Harrison at this point. But Marvin Harrison is that guy that we got to covet because we could get a nice 10 to 12 to 15 years of top-end productivity from this elite wide receiver. Number 2, Rome Odunze. I get it. Okay, everyone's going to scoff and say it is Neighbors at number 2. I'm saying no, it is not. It is Rome because he is that good, okay? I think that his game overall could produce a lot, more consistent, reliable, top-end statistics where a Neighbors is still very much on the elite trend. I just don't trust Daniel Jones at all in, supporting a top-end talent like a Malik Neighbors. So for me, it's Rome Odunze. Caveat on this right now, though, we could see the Jackson Smith-Njigba treatment for Rome Odunze in year 1. Limited target share with a Keenan Allen, with a DJ Moore. They got DeAndre Swift to help it out, and it's a rookie quarterback in a Caleb Williams. So definitely temper the expectations in year 1, but as we move forward, this is a dynasty, man. This is a long-term event. We're not just talking about this season. You're talking about future seasons down the road. That's why I'm saying their careers will likely be very much, mirrored and similar when it comes to statistical achievement, but I got Odunze at number 2 because he is that good. Number 3, Malik Neighbors with the New York Giants, and I'm telling you, I'll just preface that with saying I am not a fan of Daniel Jones, Daniel Pennies, and I don't think Dable and them are either. And I think that they really tried to get up and move to get a quarterback. It just didn't work out for the payment plan that they were supposed to pay out to go up the draft board and get one of these quarterbacks. However, Neighbors is a playmaker. He could do it on his own. Regardless if Daniel Jones is, accurate, they'll scheme up ways to get him the ball. And Neighbors is a special talent in the open field. He's got speed for days, very good hands, very good leaping ability. He is one of the greatest talents we've seen coming out of the draft in a very long time, potential-wise, and there's a heaping amount of potential on Malik Neighbors without question. So at number 3 for me, I understand if you got him at 2, completely get it. He is an elite prospect, elite talent that will make waves in the NFL, but I got Rome at 2, Malik at number 3. Number 4, Xavier Worthy, and this one hurts so much because my Buffalo Bills traded out. Okay, I understand what went down. Brandon Beane maybe not, coveting or, grading an Xavier Worthy at that pick, so he trades down and, recoups some draft capital, and then he goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's what hurts the most. It's the optics of the fact that, okay, we're not going to claim to say that Xavier Worthy is the next coming of Tyreek Hill because of the wheels. But, I mean, you give Patrick Mahomes speed on the field. We've seen what it does. And you know that Andy Reid is going to make the most out of this talented young man. There are dropping problems that he has corrected. He's a better route runner than a lot of people believe. He is just not a speed guy, Xavier Worthy. So I got him at number 4. Playing with Patrick Mahomes, boy. They're going to put up a heaping amount of, stats for your fantasy team. There is no question. Number 5, Keon Coleman, Buffalo Bills. Some of y'all going to say, no, Ladd needs to go above that. Brian Thomas needs to go above that, man. Why? Okay, explain this to me. Keon Coleman is now, is he going to be the next Stephon Diggs? A lot of people suggesting he can likely be better in the slot than outside. I think he's so versatile that you can absolutely play him in both categories, and the Buffalo Bills will scheme it up in this manner anyway. Jump ball opportunity, red zone opportunity. He could legitimately have 10 TDs in his rookie season. There is no question in my mind. How will the target share be dispersed as the Bills try to, it's going to be every single week a different wide receiver highly likely likely early on, with a Dalton Kincaid being the number one target in Buffalo at this point. It could switch and change. You got Khalil Shakir. He's going to take his target share, but a Keon Coleman is absolutely going to eat in this offense with a Josh Allen. Get ready for the good stuff, man. His hands are like glue. He's fluid runner. He's got Keenan Allen, Mike Evans style written all over him. Do not fade a Keon Coleman in the Buffalo Bills uniform. No question about that. Lad McConkey at number 6, Los Angeles Chargers. They had to revamp their wide receiver room, and they did such a beautiful event. They got Lad McConkey. They got Brendan Rice later on in the draft. I'm a big fan of Lad. I think it's a great move. He's a great route runner, essentially replacing what a Keenan Allen could do on the field for them as well. Lad does play outside more than people do believe, can play in the slot, does the bubble screens. PPR upside for a Lad McConkey is massive with a Herbie, and you got to love it, man. He can play a lot of positions for this offense, and he will make waves in his rookie year. PPR upside for a Lad McConkey, abso-freaking-lutely. Hence why I see a lot of people put him at number 5, which I understand. I just like Keon Coleman's touchdown upside a lot more than Lad McConkey. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacksonville Jaguars. Only reason I got him at number 7, talent's off the chain. He is a little bit more raw. There's just so many mouths to feed in Jacksonville. You got Travis Etienne. You got Christian Kirk. You got Zay Jones. They signed a Gabe Davis. Now they draft a Brian Thomas. You got Evan Ingram. Lots of mouths to feed, man, so we'll see. His game is going to be predicated upon how quickly he does learn in the NFL, and I believe he could be utilized a lot down the field to at least spread the field. Gives Travis Etienne that many more options because he should not see stacked box is very much limited in that capacity for this Jaguars offense. And Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas should have a very good rookie season, and then after that we could reevaluate. But I do like him with the Jags. I just think there's better opportunity potential and target share without so many mouths to feed with these other offenses at this point. Roman Wilson, Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, and I was waiting for it. The Steelers typically draft wide receivers and linebackers to a T, best in the business in the NFL, and they go after a Roman Wilson to replace somebody like a Deontay Johnson. Still got George Pickens, so I mean, we'll see. Russell Wilson, let's ride, and Justin Fields, the new quarterbacks in Pittsburgh, so everything is looking ups for a Roman Wilson. I'm a lot higher than a lot of y'all in this respect for him in fantasy dynasty football. No question, Pittsburgh Steelers, Roman Wilson, he should have a very good start to his career with a Russell Wilson or a Justin Fields, depending on who is the quarterback. I like it all day long, especially with a George Pickens pulling coverage on the other side. PPR upside for a Roman is definitely on the docket. Ricky Pearsall, I'm only putting him here at 9, where I could have lifted him up to number 6. There is no question about that. It's just Debo and Ayuk still occupy the top-end targets along with Christian McCaffrey. It's going to be a wait and see. I think they're hedge betting in this sense where they do like what Ricky Pearsall does on the field. He's an exceptional route runner. He's got great hands. Never had a 1,000-yard season in his collegiate career, but that does not matter because within this San Francisco 49ers offense, he is going to be utilized as such, as a great route runner, getting open, finding he could easily jump a Jennings in this offense and be a number 3 target, but we know how Kyle Shanahan does operate, and they will utilize this man eventually more. I just think year 1, maybe a little bit more of a calmer before the storm, if we're going to say it in that respect. Purcell's absolutely elite when it comes to route running. He will find his way on the field, and who knows, we could see Brandon Ayuk or Debo Samuel traded before the NFL season does begin also, so that would open up the door for Ricky Pearsall to jump the board and go up the ranks, no question. Number 10, Jalen Polk for these New England Patriots. Okay, and as a Bills fan, it sucks. But you know what? As a fantasy analyst, always unbiased, I love what the New England Patriots did in this draft, especially when it comes to drafting somebody like a Drake May. You guys know Drake was my number 1 quarterback on the board, even though I am smitten with a Caleb Williams. They added wide receiver help to assist in the growth, whether it's Jacoby Brissett or there's, fans are going to be screaming for a Drake May to be on the field. One of my buddies was kind of, convincing me of that. He's like, nah, because I'm of the opinion that potentially Drake is going to sit year 1. More often than not, we might not see him till like week 10-ish. He's saying, no, man, as soon as they lose like 4 or 5 games, the crowd is going to be screaming for Drake May, and I tend to agree. It's probably going to happen. But you add a guy like Jalen Polk, he is a very sure-handed wide receiver. He can make a lot of plays for you. Very good route tree in that same respect. Is he a field burner? Not necessarily, but he's just one of these consistent guys who did lose a lot of steam because he played with guys like Rome Odunze and a McMillan. So, I mean, for me, Polk is one of these very consistent wide receivers that should be able to be had and will produce in the NFL, no question. Number 11, Troy Franklin. I'm bumping him up, man, more than a lot of people are as well, simply because he's going back to play with Bo Nix, man, in this Denver offense. And it looks like, at least Sean Payton had a plan. He goes and gets Bo Nix, goes and gets his teammate Troy Franklin for instant chemistry on the field to make the progression of his career early on for Bo Nix that much easier. So Troy Franklin, we know he's got wheels for days. You got to be a little bit cautious with him. He is a body catcher. He's a double catcher. But he's got speed for days. You put him on the slant and goes anytime, he can make a home run house call without question. With him and Marvin Mims and a Cortland Sutton, this trio of wide receivers does look very nice. He's going to be home run appeal on matchup play without question in his rookie year. Hopefully he can carve out and beat out a Mims in that respect as well. So we'll see. But number 11, the upside is definitely here for TD home runs for a Troy Franklin. Number 12, Xavier Legette. I like him. Want to put him up. I could actually even put him up to number 10 for me because this is kind of the fluid moment where I'm at right now. We got to see what Bryce Young is going to be in year 2. I do still like Bryce Young. I'm not out on the bandwagon on a Bryce Young at this point. They're loading up with weapons, man. They got Deontay, they got Legette, they still got an Adam Thielen, they drafted Jonathan Brooks, so they're trying to improve this offense. They got to still build out that offensive line, so it still may be difficult for a Bryce Young this season in year number 2. Legette is one of these Deebo Samuel, extremely speedy, very physical type of wide receivers. He is a great get for the Carolina Panthers, just lots of mouths to feed with a quarterback who did not poise very well in his first year. That's why I got Legette at number 12 with other guys ahead of him right now in Deontay and Adam Thielen. Number 13, Jerome Burton. My knock on Burton was he really the guy in UGA or Bama? Not really. We heard everybody saying, maturity issues. He had to fix some things coming into this draft process. I still like a Burton. I think he's very good. He's got some wheels. He's got very good hands, very good athletic ability. And with all the situation with T. Higgins, no Tyler Boyd at this point, they needed a fill-in shoe because Jerome Burton definitely has the field stretching ability to help and assist with, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. This offense could be very explosive, that much more because Burton does have those wheels that he can use on the field. I do like him at number 13, and if they don't bring back a Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins does depart, year number 2 for a Burton could be absolutely exceptional. So you're almost drafting him at number 13 because of what the future does hold rather than this season. So number 13 for Burton, I absolutely love. Number 14, A.D. Mitchell. I like me some AD. It's just he fell down the draft board. Lots of concerns on the diabetes. Lots of concerns with some attitude issues potentially. So, he falls to the Indianapolis Colts. Now you got Michael Pittman. You got Josh Downs. You got an AD. Very nice wide receiver trio in Indianapolis. My biggest thing, can Richardson support it all, especially with Jonathan Taylor? The fact that they're still going to be, you want to say run heavy, especially with the RPOs, with an Anthony Richardson. AD should have a very good career. Will it start out the gates extremely fast, especially with guys like Pittman and a Josh Downs already there? I got to, pump the brakes just a little bit on an AD, even though he's very exceptional, talented-wise, can score a lot of touchdowns, very good in the route tree, and has wheels as well. It's going to be hit and miss, I think, in year 1 as his rookie season does go, as they understand what they got in Anthony Richardson as well. So that's the only reason why I got him at number 14. Team situation and dynamic dictates terms here for an AD, not necessarily the skill set and talent that he does possess. Rounding it out at 15 is Javon Baker. Like I said, I do like what the Pats are doing. At least they gave him viable wide receiver options to assist in the growth for a Drake May. If Drake does win out this job right from day 1 out of training camp and preseason, these rookie wide receivers could absolutely be installed early on, and the New England Patriots could see a lot of good stuff, especially the fact they could be playing from behind a lot. We could see a heaping of garbage time productivity from a lot of these wide receivers. So you do like what the Patriots did do in this draft. Got a lot of quality, prospects that could turn a lot of heads. Baker's that touchdown guy. He can absolutely outleap a lot of people where a pole can eat over the middle. I do like what the New England Patriots did in this draft offensively without question. But there you have it. That is my top 15 wide receivers post-NFL draft for your dynasty drafts that will be coming shortly. So definitely get in there because there's so many good, talented wide receivers, and you can snag even some great potential late in your rookie drafts, no question. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.